Sunny Hostin is one of the brilliant intellects on The View, which again is just a consortium of the world's smartest human beings. The collective IQ on this panel, it's generally 5 people, this panel. The collective IQ sometimes even breaks triple digits. Sunny Hostin, the wisest of them. I mean, it's honestly, it's like a running gun battle as to who is the dumbest person on this show. Sunny Hostin, we need to have like a running ranking here at the show of who's the dumbest person on The View. It might change day by day. I mean, that is real intellectual luminaries over there. I have not seen this sort of intellect since my 1.5-year-old son was attempting to remove his diaper the other day. Like this is really just a high level stuff here from Sunny Hostin.
Dumb to me?
Oh, it's so dumb to you. I mean, if something is dumb to Sunny Hostin, we can immediately assume it's one of the most brilliant things that's ever been done because she is one of the dumber people on planet Earth is Sunny Hostin.
Ben Shapiro has been firing shots at Sunny Hostin, and the drama is reaching new heights. He's dishing out criticism, sparking intense debates, and refusing to back down. The big question, is he right this time? One thing's for sure, this drama-filled showdown has everyone on the edge of their seats. Ben Shapiro has been throwing shade at the hosts of The View for ages, but Sunny Hostin seems to be his favorite target. He's been ruthlessly sarcastic, even calling her the dumbest member on the show. Ouch. And let's not forget when she talked about the Holocaust. Ben was having none of it.
Well, we turn to the world's stupidest human being, Sunny Hostin, over at The View. It is amazing. There are only, I believe, 5 hosts on The View, and 2 of them have now made big Holocaust boo-boos. It's a pretty high percentage of Holocaust boo-boos happening over at The View. Remember, Whoopi Goldberg once suggested that the Holocaust was not based on race because her head is so far up her ass it's coming out her face again. Well, Sunny Hostin is somehow even dumber.
Ben Shapiro's on a roll, and it doesn't look like he's done with Sunny Hostin anytime soon. It all started when an elderly man dressed up as an elderly woman and threw cream at the Mona Lisa painting. What's even more shocking is that Hostin defended the man's actions, saying he's valid for doing so. But Shapiro wasn't buying it.
And the basic notion here is somehow throwing cake at the monuments of Western civilization like the Mona Lisa, that this is going to convince people that they ought to lower their carbon emissions and embrace clean energy. Fortunately, we have idiots like Sunny Hostin on The View to explain why this is actually a good thing.
Dare you try to destroy somebody else's art?
I don't think it can be destroyed because, again, it's in this bulletproof thing, and he threw some whipped cream at it.
Shapiro also slammed Hostin for her heated exchange with Bill Maher on The View. Maher used the term woke to describe people who are now aware of social issues, but Hostin took issue with it, saying it was meant to make black people aware of social injustice. Despite Maher apologizing and offering to use alternative language, the debate sparked a firestorm.
But Bill Maher did get to go on The View, and he said some things that offended the small minds over there. So he had a bit of a debate with the intellectual titan, Sunny Hostin. She was upset with him for using the word woke. And
historically, as you know, because I think you're quite brilliant, that woke is a word used by the black community to note that we must be aware of social injustices.
But words
and
migrate.
So why is that a bad thing?
It's not a bad thing, and originally that was absolutely a great thing. Alert to injustice, who's not for that? But words do migrate. Now, I'll use any term you want.
How about the time Sunny Hostin went after Caitlin Clark's supporters, claiming they only backed the basketball star because she's white? Ben Shapiro's response? Pure comedy gold.
Honest to God, you watch the highlights of these ladies, and again, they'd all destroy me in a basketball game, but I'm not a professional basketball player, nor am I asking to be paid money to play basketball. I watch these games, and some lady will run down the center of the lane, and she will go up, and you're waiting for her to elevate because you're used to watching men's basketball to like near the rim.
It's more than obvious that Shapiro's been relentless in his criticism of Hostin, calling her out for her lame and illogical opinions. But so far, Hostin has remained silent. Will she fire back or let Shapiro have the last word?
Who are on panel at The View. Again, enough brain power to possibly toast a piece of bread extremely lightly. Maybe melt a little bit of butter in that brain microwave over there. Not much going on at all. The electrical signals between neurons, very weak. Not a lot of wattage.
If anything, Shapiro's been very vocal about his disdain for the views expressed by the hosts on The View, and Sunny's taken the brunt of his criticism. Ben Shapiro isn't the only one calling out Sunny Hostin. Far from it. During an episode of The View, Sunny sparked a firestorm when she spoke about racism, but ended up making a blatantly racist remark herself, without a second thought. The backlash was instant, and once again, she found herself at the center of controversy. And this time, Greg Gutfeld wasn't going to let this one slide. He wasted no time weighing in on the situation, delivering his own sharp critique of Sunny's comments.
She has to tell her what to say on The View, because without it, she's got nothing up there. She's not very bright. But the problem with her is that she went full racist. She injected skin color into a fairly generic behavior seen in all spouses, regardless of skin color. People marry, they listen to each other, they have something in common with them, they share their political views. She just didn't want to upset her husband by saying her husband makes her do everything, and then she'd have to accuse him of being a racist.
Greg isn't holding back when it comes to Sunny Hostin, calling her out for constantly injecting race into conversations, even when it doesn't make sense. His latest jab? A brutal remark about her husband running the show, a dig aimed at highlighting her lack of originality. Harsh? Absolutely, but undeniably entertaining in that savage, unfiltered way that keeps people talking. Yet, beyond the laughs, it raises a bigger question. Does every discussion really need a racial angle? Greg seems to think not.
I haven't been in a supermarket since COVID. For about 3 years, that's when I discovered Instacart. And I give them a big tip because they don't always pay their people well, and so that's been an issue, I think, for the company. But man, you can get toiletries, you can get fire logs, you know those big Bounty towels you don't want to carry.
Those from Costco.
Somebody else goes.
Greg's roast here is on fire and funny as hell. He's over Sunny's out-of-touch remarks, especially about not grocery shopping for years, like, who brags about that? His sarcasm underscores a broader point. While many people faced real hardships, losing businesses and struggling to make ends meet, Sunny was just learning about grocery delivery. Whether you see it as a well-aimed critique or an over-the-top jab, it certainly adds to the ongoing debate about her perspective. Everyone's been calling her out for being a hypocrite. People called her self-righteous, always preaching from a moral high ground. But now, her entire family is caught in a scandal so messy, it's turning the spotlight right back on her. The question is, will she stand by her words, or will the truth unravel everything?
On The View, and it's always, Tom, what'd you always say? It's always the people that always do the pointing, and it always comes back to them, all right? So when you said, this is the largest RICO case ever filed in the state of New York, you guys wrap that around your brain. That's bigger than the mafia case. Like the mafia one was number one. This one takes it over.
In a shocking twist, Sunny Hostin accidentally revealed her husband's biggest secret on live TV. What started as her criticism of the U.S. healthcare system quickly took a turn, putting Dr. Emmanuel Manny Hostin in the hot seat. Even more surprising, Sunny had unknowingly hinted at this scandal during an episode of The View.
I agree with mostly everything that's been said. I mean, we know that, only about 31% of Americans trust our healthcare system. We have a terrible healthcare system. And, doctors suffer because of big corporations as well. Doctors that want to do good, like my husband, operates on someone even though they don't have insurance and then has to sue health insurance companies to get paid for the work that he's been trained his whole life to do.
Now, their lawyer, Mark Garrigus, says the lawsuit has no basis, but Sunny isn't staying silent. She has more to say, and this drama is just beginning. As an orthopedic surgeon with over 29 years of experience, Dr. Hostin has built a reputation as a trusted medical professional. His clinic, Hostin Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, has been a staple in New York for decades. But beneath the surface, a tangled web of deceit and corruption has most likely been brewing. In January 2025, the bombshell dropped. American Transit, an insurance company representing rideshare drivers under the RICO Acts, filed a lawsuit against Dr. Hostin, alleging insurance fraud. The accusations are staggering, with claims of kickbacks, fake medical services, and a complex scheme to bill the insurance company out of millions.
You're married. Tom, you're married. If your husband's doing something, if he's allegedly doing something like this, you guys would know if your wives were up to some nefarious stuff. Let's just not forget who she is. She's been, for years, lecturing America about morality, inequality, systemic failures, and look at her track record. How many times has she had to go on in the past 2 months and look at the camera and do a legal apology?
Sunny Hostin, once the self-proclaimed queen of righteousness, has been eerily silent on the matter. Her only response? The company used my celebrity status to start a disgusting media smear campaign against my husband. Our family will not be intimidated and harassed. We remain unbowed. Withdraw these false allegations, pay my husband what he is owed, and issue a public apology. Insurance companies like American Transit make an already broken healthcare system nearly impossible for Americans to navigate and get good healthcare by engaging in despicable tactics like harassing doctors, she concluded. Sunny and her attorney, Mark Garagos, are alleging that American Transit is on the verge of bankruptcy and trying to pull a fast one on the public.
Hostin's attorney, Daniel Twites, denies the allegations, calling the lawsuit a meritless attempt by a near-bankrupt insurance carrier to intimidate doctors and restrict healthcare benefits.
Sunny she's threatening to file a $5 million counter lawsuit. We have put American Transit on notice and will file a $5 million counter lawsuit for their defamatory claims, an amount that is likely to increase as the reputational damage that American Transit has intentionally caused is difficult to quantify at this time. As the scandal unfolds, one thing is clear. Sunny Hostin's world might be on the verge of crashing down. Will she find a way to salvage her reputation, or will the truth ultimately destroy everything she holds dear?
I think date night with Sunny and her husband are being a little interested. How'd it go today? Oh, it was terrible. I had to read this legal statement into a camera and I'd do what they told me. And her husband's like, so did I! I had the same day!
This lawsuit against Dr. Emmanuel Hostin and 200 other doctors is getting juicier by the minute. But here's the thing. American Transit is suing over 200 people. Yet they're focusing on Sunny and her hubby. It's like they're trying to make an example out of them. Some folks are saying it's shady. And who knows?
But it does not look well when your name ends up with 200 people in a RICO investigation. This is the biggest investigation since Giuliani shook the tree and a bunch of mobsters fell out, right? This is big stuff. And so, and thank you for bringing that video. It sure is ironic that she's up there. So,
but now, with Sunny's recent announcement of a counter lawsuit, Ben's been suspiciously silent. It's like he's saying, I'm not even bothering to respond to this. He's never been one to mince words, and it seems like Sunny's just not worth his time. The drama's been building up for ages, and this latest development is just the cherry on top. Ben's always been known for his sharp tongue and quick wit, and Sunny's given him plenty of ammo. But will he take the bait and respond to her counter lawsuit? Only time will tell.
Well, folks, as you know, I love one show on TV more than any show on TV. The View. I've had a lifelong ambition to actually be a guest on The View. They'll never have me on.
One thing's for sure, though, this drama's just getting started. Some people are pointing fingers, claiming Sunny Hostin's controversial views on The View sparked the lawsuit firestorm. But that's not all. The backlash has reached a boiling point, with many calling for The View to be canceled. The reasoning? They believe the show has zero impact on society, and it's time to pull the plug. This program should have been canceled years ago. If The View is canceled, then I'm finally a happy man, finally. This statement just says it all. The backlash is real and it's getting intense. But is it worth canceling the show entirely? And do you think Ben Shapiro will comment on this matter too? He's roasted Sunny Hostin not once, not twice, but so many times it's lost count. Now, he's gone eerily silent, but sources close to him say Sunny will always be dumb in his book. Ouch, again. Well, she is in hot water, and it's getting deeper by the minute. Despite the lawsuit drama, she's still gushing about her husband on The View. She's going on and on about how strong he is and how deeply in love she is, and we're over here like, girl, there's a lawsuit pending. Focus.
I think I think that it's very helpful that he's handy, and when we travel, I'm not picking up any bags. He's the one that's hefting them overhead. He throws the garbage out. Right. He does the heavy stuff.
What do you think will happen next? Let's hope Sunny doesn't get too carried away and spill even more tea that'll land them in hotter water. The drama's already popping, and we don't want it to reach a full-on boil. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because this drama is far from over. In fact, we're just getting started. Stay tuned for more updates, and buckle up, folks. It's gonna be a wild ride.